Achieving levels of success with women that you never thought could be possible. Hey guys, Coach Jason, and that is today's topic for today. I'm going to share with you a nice, beautiful success story from a gentleman that I've been coaching for a few months. And this guy came in really struggling. He was one of those guys that was at the mercy of masculine women. Maybe this is you. Maybe you've been a little bit of a weak dude, a nice guy, right? Kind of a blue pill beta kind of a dude. Well, he certainly was that. He was struggling. He was, he didn't know how to lead whatsoever, which is a big reason why he ended up with such masculine persona type of women. But he came in, he studied, he worked on all the materials that I gave him. And he was skeptical at first. He doubted things, and he really, he had a lot of questions, a lot of pushback until he decided to say, hey, you know what? Let me just fucking do what you're telling me to do. I'm going to just try it for myself. So what I did when he comes in, first of all, we revamped his dating profile completely. I have a special system where I optimize how to get what kind of photos to use, the best bio that you can write, and then a complete step-by-step strategy of how to message with women to get them quickly to dates. So he started doing this, and all of a sudden he's like, whoa, I'm getting way more matches, and there's less flaking. I'm meeting up with these girls, and they're very good-looking girls. So, cut to this last week where, he's been dating for a while now. He's been having a steady flow of girls coming through, and he's been going on a ton of dates, even getting girls just really into him after a few short dates. Now, he had a new experience that was beyond anything he's ever had before. So I'm going to read to you what he said so you guys can get some inspiration from this. So he goes, or I'm sorry, he didn't say I said He goes, I met a girl from Latvia at a university event a couple of weeks back. A little older, sexy, just finished her degree, my absolute ideal type. And after a quick coffee last week, we set a proper date for drinks this week. Now keep in mind, he's early 20s, so when he says older, he means like 2 years older. It's like 20, younger than 25. Okay, so it's not like 50. So just keep that in mind. He said, I showed up early and got to chatting with the Australian bartender. The vibe was instant. Great conversation. She was feminine, positive, and genuinely curious. And honestly, if I wasn't there for a date, I'm confident that would have gone somewhere. Then her colleague arrived and the same energy started building. It was the perfect social warm-up. The bartender even told me that she liked me. Then my date arrived. She was a little late because she went to the wrong location, but she was absolutely stunning. The date itself was top tier. 3.5 hours of solid conversation, flowing sexual banter, and effortless physical touch. Now, I'm just going to, a little side note here, fellas. Sexual banter was his Achilles heel. This is a guy, his personality is very sort of straightforward and doesn't know how to joke and banter. He's been asking me a lot of questions. I've been guiding him one-on-one every week, personal guidance on how to improve this. So he's really come a long way. And then again, the effortless physical touch. He didn't know how to escalate physically on dates. Now he's really gotten good at it, I gotta say. He said we moved to a second bar and everything was escalating perfectly. But as we were both getting tired, the conversation started to naturally wind down. I went for the kiss, but she turned her head and said she couldn't. Okay. Now, I always instruct guys at the end of any first date, you go for the kiss to see where she stands. Usually, if a girl likes you, she will kiss you. If she doesn't, she'll give you the cheek or move somewhere else, and then it tells you, probably not where I wanted it to go or want it to be. Her attraction level just is not there, okay? But anyway, this is what she said. She leaves the country on Monday, and I'm moving to Switzerland before she'd ever be back. So logically, it's a completely valid reason, okay? So again, he's approaching from a logical reason. Women are based on feelings. So, not to paint a completely negative picture on this, but there is a possibility where she was like, kind of a girl who's like, you know what, I don't want to get my heart broken, so I'm not going to kiss this guy. There is that. And looking at the circumstances of this, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Now, if it wasn't that circumstance, if they were both going to be there and continue to see each other, and she did that, then I'd have been said like, hey, look, she's just not feeling it. So it is what it is. You know, even if you really like a girl, you think she's hot, if she doesn't feel like kissing you, generally that means she's not that into you. Now, a lot of girls will come at me and say, I will never kiss a man on a first date. I can't tell you how many girls have said this to me, but end up kissing on a first date. It's a protection. It's like, you know, I'm not a slut protection. So, you know, it is what it is. You just have to understand that a lot of women will say that, but they will do something different. He says, now, of course, a part of me wishes she'd gone for it for the sake of a great night, but I respected the boundary, which she appreciated as well. I walked her back, we hugged it out, and that was that. A great connection with a definitive end date. So he said, for years, this is where it gets really important, guys. This is the most important part of this thing. I'm glad he had a good date, but that's all well and done. But this is the important part of what he learned that night and what he's learned after coaching with me for these months. He goes, for years, I've been talking myself down, thinking my type was out of my league and settling for less. How many of you guys have done this? How many of you guys thought, it won't work for me. She won't talk to me. You guys ever been there? Well, I know I certainly have. Back when I was younger and I was struggling through my own issues, I thought the same thing. I'm sure we've all felt that way, right? He said, I'd aim for quantity over real quality. Even without the perfect ending was the proof I needed. I attracted a woman I consider a 10 out of 10. The attraction was mutual, the vibe was real, but the only thing that stopped it was logistics. It was the rejection of the situation and not of me. That's a beautiful thing. I'm very happy for this. And I'm very happy when any guy that I work with achieves this level of success, because it's all about that mindset. Everything that we do here, most of what we do here, is about the mindset. And that's why I tell you guys, work with what you have. He came to it not knowing jack shit, feeling really down and out because he was in a really bad relationship before this. He could have just given up and said, fuck it. You know? But he didn't do that. He was like, okay. He humbled himself and he said, you know what? I need to reprogram myself. I just need to learn. I need to shut up and learn and do something different. And that's what he did. And these are the results that he got. So I'm very happy for him. So he says, that's a massive win. It proves I have it in me. It proves I don't need to settle. It's better to go for quality, even if it means fewer dates, than to waste time on connections you're not passionate about. It's a very mature statement. You know, like I said, he's a younger guy, but he's learned a lot. There are women like that out there. And now I know for a fact that I can be the kind of man they're looking for. No more talking myself down. That is awesome. That was such a cool story. I wanted to share this with you guys as a piece of inspiration. Okay? Don't talk yourself down. Even if you don't think you're all that or whatever. You're not 6 foot tall. You're not this. Doesn't matter, guys. Sure, some women won't like you. Not every woman's going to like you. I'm not saying that every girl is just going to fucking want to pull her panties down and have you bend them over right then and there. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that let her be the one to reject you. Don't reject yourself before even trying. Okay? You don't have to do the rejecting for her. If she's going to reject you, then just let her do it. Don't let yourself do it before you even tried, right? So, anyway, this guy, he's been working hard. He has been employing everything that he's learned with me. He's come a long, long way because he's had his own personal struggles and mental struggles and such, just like many of us have ourselves. So, proud of him. I'm excited for where he comes next, and he keeps coming. Every week we're working on stuff. So, if this sounds like something that you've been struggling with and you want to learn more about, book a free consult call with me, okay? This is an opportunity for me to hear more about you, learn where you're at, what's been holding you back. And if it seems like it would be a good fit for coaching, I'll let you know how the program works. So there's no obligation, but it's a potential opportunity for you to change the life for your better, much like this gentleman did. And, you know, I started doing this because I want guys like this who were hopeless to now have hope and see that success. It may seem, it's just the guy on the internet. It worked for that guy, but it won't work for me. Well, you won't know until you try, right? So All right, guys, that is it for this video. I will see you in the next one.